Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all our viewers and learners in this live phone-in session of CIT NCERT named webinar. I am Renu Bhatt with you all and you are watching us live on eVidya channels from channel number 6 to 12, and apart from all those channels you are with us on our YouTube channel as well, that is NCERT Official. Dear viewers, today is the first day of our 5 days online training based on Safety and Security in Digital Space organized by CIT NCERT as a part of Jan Bhagidari events. And before we start this particular webinar, let me share a very important piece of information with you all regarding India's G20 presidency. We are indeed very proud that India assumed G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in 2023. A nation that deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of all. And in doing so, manifests the true spirit of Vasudha Kutumbakam, or we can say the whole world is one family. With that note, allow me to add one more information and announcement with you all. Let me share this announcement to you all. As a part of Jan Bhagidari event, CIT NCERT is conducting various activities online. With this in view, CIT NCERT is organizing a 5-hour online training on safety and security in digital space from 12th to 16th of June 2023 from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. to leverage the understanding of teachers, students, teacher educators, administrators and other stakeholders of school educations and other stakeholders on the safety and security in digital space for teaching, learning and assessment. With that note, let me tell you the topic of this particular webinar. This is Disruptive Technologies in Education, and we are accompanied by our esteemed experts. Let's meet them. You are Dr. Ramesh C. Sharma. You are Associate Professor and Director HRDC from Ambedkar University, New Delhi. Very warm welcome, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you so much.
We have our another expert with us. Let's meet him too. You are Dr. Kaushal Kumar Bhagat. You are Assistant Professor from IIT Kharagpur. Very warm welcome, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Thank you very much.
And before we start this particular webinar, let me share very certain information with you all how you can participate in this particular webinar with all your queries and doubts if you have any. You can call us on our telephone number, that is 8800440559. Either you can drop a mail at our email address, that is training.helpdesk@cit.nic.in. And if you have joined us through our live streaming, that means you are on our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official. You have to go to the live chat box and then you can drop your comment out there. Our experts will be happy to answer all your queries and doubts if you have any. So without any further delay, let's quickly get back to this session, and over to you, Sharma sir. The topic that we are going to discuss today is disruptive technologies in education, sir. What you want to say and add on to this, sir?
Okay, thank you so much. In this session, we are going to understand about disruptive technologies in education. In fact, if you see that, first of all, let us try to understand what are disruptive technologies. When we say disruptive technology, we refer to the innovations that fundamentally change either existing industries or markets or systems by introducing new and often more efficient ways of doing things. Means we have been doing things in a particular way, but disruptive means that it introduces a new element. Either new element of more efficiency is increasing, productivity is increasing, or on a massive scale something is happening that goes with that. And these technologies typically have the potential to disrupt established businesses, create new market opportunities and reshape the entire industries. And in the education sector, disruptive technologies have the power to transform the way we teach and learn, or we make education more accessible, as we will see some of the examples which me and Professor Kaushal will present very soon. We can offer personalized learnings and in an effective way using this. So here are just let us have a few examples of disruptive technologies in education. And this took the world by storm. Means the another is coming up in my next slides. Once upon a time, in fact, even the Times magazine in its issue of 2012, declared as the year of the MOOC. I mean, they became so popular, and it has given rise to a new kind of industry at all, the new kind of way to learn and teach from there. They have gained significant attention, and they have enabled anyone with an internet connection to access high quality educational courses from renowned institutions worldwide. So these massive open online courses, they have disrupted traditional higher education by providing affordable, because most of them, as we see that it is open, so open means open in terms of access, those certain restrictions are not there, and making them more, offering them flexible learning options, breaking down geographical barriers, and democratizing the education from there. Then these adaptive learning platforms, they use AI, artificial intelligence algorithms, to personalize the learning experience based on individual students' strengths, weaknesses, and learning styles. So by providing tailored content, adaptive learning platforms can improve the student engagement, knowledge retention, and overall learning outcomes for the students. This one, my good friend Professor Kaushal will be speaking more in detail about it. But definitely, Facebook changed its name to Meta, and everybody is talking about metaverse. So we have these technologies of virtuality, augmented reality, extended reality, mixed reality, like that. So these are again bringing a big change in the education arena. So I'm skipping that thing. Then gamification. It involves incorporating game elements such as competition is there, rewards are there, challenges are there, inbuilt into the learning process. And by making education more engaging and interactive, such gamification techniques, they motivate students to actively participate and improve their learning outcomes. Blockchain means, in fact, even Government of India in many of its schemes, they have implemented the blockchain, the Web3 and the open ledger system. They have made, in fact, the NFT and other things, they have revolutionized the financial sector. So blockchain technology here, it provides a secure and decentralized system for verifying, particularly in credentials, which is very useful for educational institutions. Because the verification and storing the educational credentials, such as the degrees or the diplomas or the certificates, it's a big challenge there. And this has the potential to streamline the hiring process, makes it easier for the employers to verify the authenticity of the candidates' qualifications. AI dominating everything. So particularly here in the form of, say, like intelligent tutoring system, it leverages the potential of AI to provide personalized and adaptive instruction to the students. And these systems, they analyze the student performance, identify area of improvement, and provide targeted feedback and guidance, and in a way mimicking the role of the a human tutor. If we understand that, okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of these disruptive technologies in the field of education? So let us first understand the advantages. One big impact of these is to make the accessible education to everyone, because they make it available to large number of people. Massification, breaking down the barriers of time, location, and cost. For example, if we just see these massive open online courses, MOOCs, they provide access to high quality courses from prestigious universities to the learners around the world, regardless of their geographical location or even financial status. Another advantage is for personalized learning. These enable these learning experiences tailored to the individual needs, preferences, and pace of learning. For example, the use of AI algorithms to analyze student data and then provide personalized content and feedback, allowing students to learn at their own pace, and then they can focus on what they need improving on there. We can enhance the engagement. say through the applications of virtuality, augmented reality, or gamification, the engagement and the motivation, it can be increased. Because the elements of gamification like points, leaderboards, rewards, they make the learning more interactive and fun based. And similarly, the virtual reality or augmented reality, they provide immersive experiences, which brings the abstract concepts to the life. And then the expanded learning opportunities. So they open new avenues for learning beyond traditional classrooms. Online platforms and educational apps, they provide opportunities for self-paced learning, upskilling, lifelong learning, and this is particularly beneficial for students who are unable to pursue formal education due to various constraints. There are many advantages, but then in addition to this, there are certain challenges also of these disruptive technologies. Say like the first one is the technical infrastructure requirements. Because implementing these technologies in education often requires robust technical infrastructure, including internet access or devices, reliable software platforms, and unequal access to technology or infrastructure, it can create a digital divide. So disadvantaging students from disadvantaged backgrounds. The another challenge is of quality control and credibility. Because with the proliferation of online learning platforms and resources, maintaining quality control and ensuring the credibility of educational content, it can be a big challenge. It becomes very important to critically evaluate the reliability of online sources so that misinformation of substandard educational materials, they can be avoided. Then another challenge is for pedagogical adaptation. They require pedagogical adaptation by the teachers, by the faculty. They need to be trained on how to effectively incorporate. I still remember that when these MOOCs, they were introduced, so many training programs were conducted. Similarly, during the pandemic time, people, our faculty members or even the students, they were given training on how to use web-based platforms like that. So that kind of pedagogical adaptation. And a very serious issue currently, because it is digital era, is about the data privacy and security. Even Government of India is also bringing very seriously taking certain measures about these things, because these technologies, they heavily rely on collecting and analyzing student data with the purpose to offer personalized learning experiences. And this raises concerns about the data privacy and security, particularly for educational institutions. So therefore, how to safeguard student data becomes very much important for us. Now let us see some of the examples of disruptive technologies as a various cases. In fact, this one is quite important of generative AI, which has taken the world by storm, and particularly since October, November last year, with the advent of ChatGPT, these technology tools, they have become the talk of the town. Everybody, in all the meetings, wherever you go, whether it is educational or non-educational, some reference may come of any generative tool. So you are creating either text or multimedia, video, audio, something. These tools, they have nearly disrupted many kind of industries from there. So some of the examples, like from India, SWAYAM, they study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds, an initiative of the Government of India offering free online courses and resources from various professors, educational institutions like that. Quality courses, wide range of learners across the country, they get benefit. And the another example is like Byju's, which is an Indian educational technology edtech company that offers online learning programs and resources to the students from there. Khan Academy and Coursera, everybody knows the popular online learning platforms. They offer vast library of educational content, educational videos, practice exercises, personalized learning dashboards, covering wide range of subjects and accessible to, means on a global scale, they are available. These two are the examples from China. One is this Tomorrow Advanced Life TAL education group, which is a leading Chinese education company which uses technology to provide a range of educational services like online tutoring programs, personalized learning programs, AI-enabled educational products, so that the students' learning can be enhanced. And similarly, this is VIP Kid, again a online English tutoring platform. It is so the Chinese students, for them they get interactive and immersive language learning experiences from there. This one is the 100. It is a Finnish organization which identifies and showcases innovative educational practices on a global scale. So they curate a collection of inspiring educational innovations and provide a platform to the teachers to discover and implement new ideas in their classrooms. Similarly, the SEPO as the gamification platform, which allows teachers to create interactive and collaborative learning experiences. So it combines the game elements with educational content and provides encouragement to the students for engaging, enhancing creativity from there. These are the examples of the smart classrooms from Korea. As you may be knowing that South Korea is much advanced in terms of technology integration and implementation of those. So this platform focuses on providing digital content, interactive learning materials, online platforms for student engagement and at the various levels from there. This is University of the People from Australia, which is online tuition-free university, offers degrees and programs in various disciplines, making higher education accessible to many people around the globe. This is from Kenya, DRCK. It is actually Kenyan company which provides. So this is a very good example of bridging the digital divide in remote and unserved areas, where we sometimes say that internet connectivity or other things, there is a big issue for there. So this provides the internet connectivity and access to educational resources in areas which have very limited infrastructure in there. Another example is again from the South America, from Brazil. This is called as Instituto Natura, means the Natural Institute for there. It is a non-profit organization which promotes innovation and entrepreneurship in education. So they support those initiatives which leverage technology to improve the quality of education, such as teacher training programs or digital educational resources. This example is from Sweden, where Minecraft Education Edition was, is being used as a learning tool. So the teachers, they incorporate popular learning, means popular games in their curriculum, which enhances the creativity, problem solving, collaboration skills among the students. Then Singapore offering, this is this GIG International School from there. They are as the smart classrooms, which are equipped with interactive whiteboards, digital content, collaborative technologies. So here, with the help of these immersive learning experiences, so the active participation of the students, it provides more engaging experiences there. And then this is from UK, the Raspberry Pi Foundation. They promote the use of low-cost credit card size computers called as Raspberry Pi, this open source hardware there for educational purposes. And these devices, they encourage the students to do the coding, programming, electronics, which fosters digital skills and creativity in them. So we can see that these are various examples of disruptive technologies there. So before I conclude, I just want to refer to one of the examples of it, like generative AI, which is a branch of artificial intelligence which focuses on creating models capable of generating new and original content such as image, text, music, videos, like that. And unlike traditional AI systems, they rely on explicit programming. They means on we call them as like LLMs, large language models, which are trained on huge data from there. And there are various examples of it, like automatic content generators, language generators like GPT, their virtual reality simulations. So you must have heard about Deep Art, DAL-E, Pix-to-Pix, Stable Diffusion, those kind of tech works they have impacted to a very big extent to that. So with this, I'm stopping here, and back to you.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your information. And here I would like to ask you a question. Like in this age of AI, artificial intelligence, how can we become a better learner, sir? Hello? Sir, am I audible to you? Hello? To all the viewers, let me tell you that it's our 5 days online training based on emerging trends in educational technologies, and the topic that we are discussing today in this particular webinar is disruptive technologies in education. So let's move towards our next expert. You are Dr. Kaushal Kumar Bhagat. Over to you, sir. What you want to add on to this, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. In this presentation, I would like to mention some of the very emerging technologies, and I will also mention that these are the disruptive technologies also. So I believe that in the 21st century, these 4 very important technologies, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and 3D printer. So is my voice is coming?
Yes, sir. Very much audible, sir. Please
Okay,
continue.
perfect.
Please continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. So before going to these technologies, we must have some understanding about these technologies, and I will show you 1 or 2 examples of these technologies. Before, I think after the COVID-19, so many companies have started investment in these. So recently, Apple has also launched. We have a lot of investment from the Facebook, HP, STC, Alphabet. A lot of companies are showing interest because of the potential of these technologies. What is augmented reality? Basically, when we are talking about augmented reality, there are 3 basic characteristics. It combines reality with the virtual world, interactive in real time, and most important part is that it supports the 3D visualization, which is very necessary and important when you have a 3-dimensional concept. Okay, I will show you 1 or 2 examples also that what are the functionalities here. Augmented reality, if we are talking about, there are different types of augmented reality, marker based, where you need some kind of image to scan, or QR code where you are scanning and the virtual element or virtual object is overlaid on your screen. Markerless, where you no need to have any kind of QR code or any image, you just have the ground detection and the virtual element is there. Location based is basically based on the GPS location of your mobile phones. A very famous game is Pokemon. You might have played it 4 or 5 years back. It was a very famous game. So based on the GPS location, the virtual elements comes and you need to catch those characters. Superimposition is basically on a real object, partially or fully you will have. So like this example you can see here. So this is a structure where you have the superimposition is going on. So this is one example of superimposition, augmented reality. Another example is this one is the projection based AR, where you have using the projection lights and the views are coming at there. And the last one is the outlining AR. So it's very simple example is that now when you are reversing your car, so you can see that outlining AR is there. We are using augmented reality for the very long time. We are using the Instagram, the filters and other stuff. So people are aware of these kind of technologies, but they may not know the terminology that this is augmented reality. Now there are different applications of augmented reality, whether it's for the medical education, whether it's for the entertainment purpose, whether it's for the military training. But for the education purpose, if you see, it is not limited to one particular domain. It could be implemented in language and reading. It could be implemented in mathematics and science. It could be implemented social studies. It could be implemented in creativity. So a lot of application is there of augmented reality in different domains of education. One example I am showing you that we are working and developing is that Archive is basically creating and making your own chiral compounds. As we know that chiral compounds are 3-dimensional in nature, and RORS configuration we need to learn this. We did some kind of pilot study with the student to understand that what are the problems they are facing. And another way is that because unplanned, unsystematic way of teaching, what leads to the frustration. And also what we are doing normally, we are teaching these 3-dimensional concept on the 2D plane, which is making the concept more difficult to understand. So our motto is that it's not only about learning content to be interactive, how we can make the assessment also interactive. So as we know that assessment, when we are talking about the assessment, so students may be finding difficulty, and the teachers can also adjust their teaching to make those concepts easy for the students to understand. There are two very important components when we are talking about the formative assessment, that is the informative feedback and immediate feedback. And there are different benefits are there of formative assessment, that learners can understand their specific errors, misconception, all those kind of information we can get when we are using the formative
Hello.
assessment. Now the question is that how we can assessment also very interactive, because when we are talking about assessment, so we want to make it more interactive. So what we did that the teacher could develop their own chiral compound, and it will be shared with the students, and then the student can play around the chiral compound and they can give the ROS configuration. I'm just showing you one example here. So this is basically a marker-less augmented reality application that we have developed. So here you can see that there are different elements are there, and the teacher can create their own compound. They can create the bonds, then they can give the numbers. Because of the time limitation, so I am now just forwarding it. So here the teacher is storing the name, and it is stored in the database, and ROS configuration that is being stored by the teacher. And on the other hand, what is happening that this is shared with when the student is logging in the system, so this kind of markerless chiral compound is shown on the screen to the student, and it is because three-dimensional in nature, the students understand it very well. He or she can go around the compound, and they can see from different directions, and they can understand, and they can do the numbering. And once they finish the numbering, they can assign the preference order, and they can give ROS configuration. So what is happening, it is also AI based, so immediate and informative feedback, that is one of the important component of formative assessment. So once they finish, so immediately the system is giving the feedback to the student if he or she is making any kind of mistake, or if she is doing it correctly. So then the positive feedback is being given. So this is one example. Another example, what we are working is that how augmented reality could be implemented in gamification. As we know that computational thinking is one of the core idea which is being implemented in the national education policy also. So how we can make our students motivated for the coding purpose. As we know that in the next 10 years, artificial intelligence and machine learning is going to revolutionize the industrial. We are talking about also industry 4.0. So machine learning AI is one of the key skill. It is not only for the students who have computer science background, it's also for the students who have social science background, because it is being implemented and necessary for everyone to have a coding thing. So what we did that we developed a computational thinking game based learning program, and we also use the game learning analytics framework, where we are analyzing the backend data of the students when they are playing the game. So this is one kind of data we are analyzing different students for different levels, that how they are playing and which levels they are facing the issues. So based on that, we can give the feedback to the students. So it's AI based also. So this one you can see here. So basically they need to arrange the QR code, and it's a basic arrangement of the codes, and once they finish that correctly, so there is a character called Bunny. Bunny is getting the points as carrots. So this is basically a marker based AR game. So once you are making the correct movement, the rabbit will move and will get. So it's basically very basic programming skills that you can learn. It's not only for the kids, even the non-programmers, they can also have the idea about basic programming features. So the live in feedback is also being given to the user. So we are also developing, we got in Serious Game Challenge, it's Innovation Award in United States in the student category. So this is another work we are doing. Another one is the anatomy of the human arm, because in the medical education, it is very important to understand correctly. So what we are developing, we have developed a web-based AR application. It's basically, you don't need to install the application in your mobile phone. Basically, it depends on the web-based. So here you can understand the arm and muscle movements, and from the different directions also. And we did some kind of research study with the medical students, where we found that they liked it very much, and the conceptual wise also it helped them a lot for the visualization of the contraction and the muscles. There are some challenges associated with the augmented reality. First is that it requires high processing power when you are installing your mobile phone, which generates a lot of heat also. And big file size is also another problem. Another problem is that there is no clear definition of language of human interaction. What is a good interaction or bad interaction between the system, AR system, and the human? That is another questionable. Third thing is that limit people who have expertise in development of the AR application or the three-dimensional things. So that is another thing there. Next thing is that about the virtual reality. Let us understand what is virtual reality. So we can define from the technological perspective, it's basically a set of audio, text, video, images. And from the psychological perspective is that I am creating an artificial environment where the user is feeling that he or she is in the real environment, right? So let us assume you have never experienced the Eiffel Tower in Paris, but I have created an artificial environment and you are using the head-mounted device and you are feeling that you are in the Paris and you are having a fun of Eiffel Tower. So that is the basic fundamental idea about the virtual reality. There are different types of virtual reality, whether non-immersive, semi-immersive, and fully immersive. So fully immersive, you are wearing the head-mount device and you are totally disconnected with the real world. There are type of 10 again rules are there you need to follow. But it's immersion, interaction, and imagination. So if we are combining all these things, then only we can say that it's a virtual reality. There are different types of headsets also available in the market, whether it's a tethered headset which is connected, the cables are connected with the workstations, and you are limited, you are bounded in the, you have dimensions within that you need to play around with it. Then we have the standalone VR set, which is now, Meta Quest is there, and there are different other there where you need to be connected with the workstations using the cables. Then we have the smartphone VR set. So like Samsung has launched already, there are different other companies have launched where you can use your mobile phone and insert in the VR headsets and you can play around the VR. There are different applications of virtual reality in education also, like observational learning, where you can have the virtual campus. Before coming to the campus, move around using the observational learning. Then you have the operational in the NASA's science project is very interesting project. If you have got that time, then you can go through that, where you can understand different features of different planets using the virtual reality. Then we can use for the social learning, like Metaverse is one of the example there, where we can have the meetings, where we can have the online courses also using virtual reality. A lot of application in the scientific research, that is another area where this application is there. I'm giving one example that we are currently working about the virtual reality is basically Type A 101. It's we call it as Type A 1001 because of the some issues. So it's second tallest building in the world, and Taiwan is always faces the earthquake and typhoon, but still the marvelous structure. So as engineer, we have mechanical engineering students, so we cannot take all the students to go to the Taiwan and have the experience and understand the Type A 101. But what we created, that we have created a virtual reality experience to understand the basic physics behind that. And this is basically a tuned pendulum tuned mass damper is inserted inside the building. So this is the structure of the pendulum beam mass damper. And what we created, so we created a control panel. We are giving to the students that we are giving typhoon and earthquake, and they need to apply the physics so that the building will remain sustained, and it will not be able to, the building will collapse. So that was the idea. So wind blowing and hand motion, that is creating typhoon and earthquake things. So this is just an example I'm showing you. So here is the experience is being provided there. Variables of the physics. So this is basically, we are creating the typhoon experience, and then they need to control the features there. So here you are controlling the features and variables. So this is one kind of, you can create authentic learning experience using the virtual reality, because that you are bringing the, so things. So there are different advantages of augmented reality over VR. So because as country like India, we have limited sources. So augmented reality can be implemented using mobile phone. It's portable and cost effective also. And also it is user friendly as compared to the virtual reality, because sometimes when you are talking about the virtual reality, there is issue of motion sickness and cyber sickness. So that's all from my side. I have given some idea about the augmented reality and virtual reality and also some examples of AR and VR. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your information. Here, I just wanted to know more about augmented reality. Indeed, it's a very good facility for all the groups of the society, especially students. I just wanted to know, sir, the other benefits of augmented reality, sir.
Yeah, because one of the key benefits that I'm saying that because it helps in 3D visualization. So all of the concept which requires a lot of 3D visualization is spatial computing. So augmented reality is one of the key technology that helps the students. Like I have shown you some of the examples, like in chemistry, in engineering also a lot of areas are there which requires a lot of 3D visualization. So that in that part, and another thing is that it is giving the real-time interaction. So you can interact with the virtual element. So that helps the student to be more authentic in nature.
Okay. So here I just wanted to know how VR is different from AR, sir. Could you please explain to all our viewers out there one more time?
Yes. So the basic difference between augmented reality and virtual reality is that in virtual reality you are totally disconnected with the real world because you are wearing the HMD device, right? And augmented reality, you are still in the real world. You can see the real objects around or around your surrounding, and still you can play with the virtual element that is overlaid on your screen. So that is the basic difference between AR and VR.
Okay. And sir, other than that, would you like to add something in it? Would you like to share something to all our viewers?
You are asking me or Professor?
Yes, sir. You, sir.
Oh, so for me, I feel that augmented reality is one of the key technology where we need to focus a lot, specifically in the developing countries where we have limited resources. And the India is one of, I think, second largest smartphone consumers. So this technology penetration will be high as compared to the virtual reality, because which is very costly. Like even you are buying one HMD device which costs you around 50 to 60,000 rupees, and it is not, not affordable for every school or a university. But for augmented reality, you have the smartphones, so that is much more, the penetration could be high, and the students will have the experience of these kind of interactive technologies.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your precious time. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
And here, Sharma sir, I would like to ask you something, sir.
Okay.
Hello. Yes, sir. We are in the age of AI, right? Artificial intelligence. How can we become a better learner with that, sir?
Okay, thank you. This is very nice question. And in fact, if you see that within the means few months of the launching of ChatGPT by OpenAI, our respected Prime Minister, even he had said that self-learning through technology is an opportunity for today's generation. So this is very important message about the self-learning through technology. There are so many tools available with us, and in fact, I must commend the initiatives taken by CIET and CERT under the guidance of the Ministry of Education, that so much of the tools and technologies and strategies they have been launched, that nowadays, in fact, now I see that more than 3,000 people, they are watching our program live on YouTube now. And this is a kind of a self-learning where you have the tools and the means available with you. Dr. Kaushal has given a wonderful presentation on AR and VR technologies. So when you are there, means you can think of that. I remember that World Health Organization had once printed a book, What If There Are No Doctors? It is a very interesting book. There are so many illustrations into it. And the basic premise of that book was there that suppose if there is a place where there is no doctor, what should we do? Should we let the people die because there is no doctor? And similarly here, these tools, you think that what happens if at a certain school, at a certain place, if there are no teachers? Should we allow our students just to suffer because there is no teacher, they can't be taught, or they can't learn anything? No, with the help of these things, these tools, they make these things available to it. And particularly our national education policy has also laid much greater stress on these things. And if you see, one of the one thing most successful people have in common is the desire and skill to self-learn. You take the example of highly successful people. In fact, many of times the examples are given of Bill Gates, that he dropped out of school, Mark Zuckerberg, he dropped out of the college, or this, that, etc., etc. But then see the factor here, that those successful people who have, they have this common thing of the desire, and they have the skill for self-learning. And in this time, it is the modern way of learning. Many people I know that just by watching YouTube videos, they have become singer. That Justin Bieber is a famous example of that. So people, they learn all kind of trades, the skills, just by watching YouTube. In fact, nowadays, due to this generative AI, so many videos are available, right, that how to create your video through text prompts and something. And many people, they are learning from there. And it has proven to be very, very effective and convenient. You know, there is one factor, that this self-learning has not replaced the traditional way of learning. But with the advancement of technology, suppose you have this virtual reality application of, I know that there is this app, it is called as Factor, F-E-C-T-A-R, Factor. It is a very, very good app. It has hundreds of small applications. I liked there is this life cycle of frog. It's beautiful, from egg, how it develops into full frog, or ISS, International Space Station. So you go there, you learn how the things the astronauts, they do through self-learning. Technology makes it possible for there. And nowadays we can learn how to do anything with a mere YouTube tutorial, or learning entirely a new language using a single app, that is like Duolingo there. And most recently these generative AI application, chatbots like ChatGPT or Bard, or there are so many. Even Google came up with Lambda sometimes ago, which has been considered as the most powerful conversational agent. They have accelerated the pace of self-learning. And if we remember the National Education Policy 2020, it has given a big thrust to move the education system towards the real understanding. And the focus here, if we go into the National Education Policy, they have used the term learning how to learn. That should be the focus. Move away from the culture of rote learning. And I think our Prime Minister has on many occasions dissuaded about this culture of rote learning. So the goal here is to create holistic and well-rounded developments, which are like, as Dr. Bhagat told in his presentation, about development of 21st century skills. And self-learning is perhaps the most important 21st century skill. How can we learn? Because you can't always be dependent on teacher. I think I remember there is this very famous futurist, Mr. Thomas Frey, a very important statement given by him. He says that if we continue to insert teacher between us and everything we need to learn, we cannot possibly learn fast enough to meet the demand of the future. What I want to learn, between me and my desire, if I put a teacher in between, कि नहीं, जब तक teacher नहीं पढ़ाएगा मेरे पल्ले नहीं पड़ेगा, not that situation. The technology is there, and once any person, they have this skill of learning how to learn, the person is already on the way to become a self-learner, right, self-directed learner.
Right, sir.
And like Robert Frost, the famous poet and professor, he once said that I'm not a teacher, I am an awakener. I awake the people, I don't teach the students. And very famous Richard Feynman, in his famous lectures on physics, he used to quote Edward Gibbons, the power of instruction is of little efficacy, except in those fortunate dispositions where it is most superfluous. Means you have the resources. Don't be dependent on someone else. Take the initiative, and that's why these AI tools, the digital eras, these technologies of modern times, they allow us that opportunity. Because
Exactly,
teachers
sir.
cannot be everywhere. There is a challenge to that.
Exactly. AI and other technologies are enhancing our self-learning experience here. As we are running very short of time, we would like to know in a brief about the how AI is shaping the future of learning, sir.
Yes, yes, wonderfully right. Thank you so much.
So we would like to know in a brief, sir.
You are asking Professor Sharma or me?
Sharma, sir.
Okay, can you repeat the question?
So how AI is shaping the future of learning, sir? Could you please
Oh,
explain to us in a brief, as we are running very short of time right now?
yes, yes. Actually, in fact, AI is giving the power to us as a double-edged sword. It is offering us new opportunities of seeing the things in a different perspective, creating new challenges, new opportunities on how the things are there. But then, so that is the benefit of it, that nowadays with the help of tools, we have become producer of many things.
Right.
You know, we have been known to make the things, in a way that content creation, the user generated content, UGC, it has taken a new dimension, and already there are so many roles which have changed. Many jobs, they have shifted the kind of technology being used and the outcomes which are being generated from there. So that way it is hugely impacting not only education, health, transport, telecommunications, the business houses, transactions, banking, everything is being impacted in a very heavily, because we are now we can carry out these things in a much faster way, over a scale, on big level, those things. The issue here is, which is coming up, is about data privacy, cyber security things, and to stay safe, cyber safe.
Right.
That I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Because we are running very short of time, restrictions are there. But still, thank you so very much for being with us and for being a part of this webinar, sir. Thank you, Sharma sir and Kaushal sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so very much, sir. And before I wrap up this session, let me share a very important piece of information with you all regarding this particular online training session. At the end of this online 5 days online training session, there would be an online quiz, and you can also participate in this particular quiz. What you can do, you have to write CIET in the Google page, and then this page will appear. And in this particular page, as you can see, we have a lot of options are there. So you have to go to the event section, and then you have to go to the workshop and training section. Then you will land upon this particular page, capacity building through online training and virtual workshop. And in the current activity section, as you can see, there is a current online training session, online training on emerging trends in educational technology. You have to click on this particular link, and this page will appear in front of you, and there is, you can find all the necessary information regarding quiz and all the objectives of this particular training sessions. As you can see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 and day 5 with all the details. And here you can see objective of this particular online training session and who can participate in this particular quiz. All of you can participate, whether you are a student, you are a teacher, teacher educator, parent, administrator or general public. Whosoever you are, you can participate in this quiz. You can get knowledge of all the program schedule over there like this. Here you can see day 1 Monday and the title of this session, and the second title of the session is day 2 Tuesday. And before we would move further, as you can see, there is a QR code. If you want to register yourself, you have to register yourself through this particular form. You can either click on this particular form or you can scan this QR code as well. And if you have any query, you can write to us on our email address, that is training.helpdesk@cit.nic.in, and you can share your feedback as well in this particular link, as you can see, and you can scan this QR code as well, and you can participate in this particular quiz. You can call us on our telephone number, and you can send all your queries at our email address training.helpdesk@cit.nic.in, and we will be back with another title tomorrow with you all. But before I wrap up this session, let me share a very important piece of information regarding NCERT textbooks. NCERT textbooks for the year 2023-24 are available throughout the country, and these textbooks may be purchased directly from NCERT sales counters located at New Delhi, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Guwahati. These sales counters will be functional on all the weekdays, including all the gadgeted holidays, Saturdays and Sundays as well, from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you may also place order for the books online from our website, that is ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in, and these books will be delivered at your doorsteps with no delivery fees. And in case if you want all the soft copy of all those books in PDF version, it can also be downloaded online for free from NCERT Diksha e-Pathshala website and from our mobile app as well. Please visit our website, that is ncert.nic.in, to know more about the authorized vendors. With that note, me Renu Bhatt is taking your leave, but you stay tuned to eVidya channels and NCERT official YouTube channel for more informative program. Our next session is Sahyog, where we talk about mental well-being of students and we try to provide them psychosocial support as well. Namaskar.